Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you could be here with me today. I've got a little something different for you today, and we'll get right to it here in just a moment. But before I do, please make sure to stay till the end of the video. I know I usually always say that, but this time it's really important that you do. I have some information that I want to share with you about what's going on YouTube and how that may affect your viewing experience. Just some food for thought, so stay till the end of the video. But that's not why I'm making this video today. You'll find out more about that later. Today I wanted to share with you some nonfiction books that have really made a huge impact on my life. And I know I mostly talk about fiction on this channel. Every once in a while I'll throw in a random nonfiction review, but today I really wanted to kind of put this out there and let you know there's some really good nonfiction books that have made a big difference for me. So let's get right to it, and make sure you interact with me in the comments if you've read any of these or if you've heard of them and you're interested in picking them up. I'd love to dialogue with you. So the first one, and this is my absolute top favorite of all of these books, and that is a book by Dr. Wayne Dyer called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. And it's set up as a daily reading, so you can sit down if you have a meditation practice or just some quiet time to yourself. You can read one chapter and then be done with it and move on for your day. It's set up just like that, and what it is, each chapter follows a reading of one verse out of the Tao Te Ching, which is an ancient Chinese text supposedly written by a person named Lao Tzu, who was, I believe, a contemporary of Confucius. And it's a book of life lessons is really what it boils down to, but they're set up in poetic form and just very good. So each chapter follows a reading of one verse out of the Tao Te Ching, and then Wayne Dyer breaks it down into his thoughts on what you've just read. So it's really fantastic. He spent a year meditating on the Tao Te Ching before he sat down to write this book, and it is just a phenomenal book. So I highly recommend you pick it up. The Tao Te Ching is one of the foundational texts of Taoism, which is both a philosophy and a religion, but I mostly, I'm not religious myself at all, but I'm really inspired and challenged by the philosophy of the Tao Te Ching, of Taoism. So this was a really foundational book for me, and I have plans to read it through again, and I hope that you will pick it up too. Another book that has been really instrumental in my life is a book called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Now, this book is just really interesting. It goes through the philosophy of human consciousness and our connection to the universe and soul, things like that. This book in particular had a life-changing impact on me because there is something personal in my life, a personal experience that I've always had from the time that I was really little that I had never really understood. I'd always wondered what was happening, what was wrong with me, if something actually was wrong with me. And when I read this book for the first time, it completely opened my eyes. It spoke to exactly what I had experienced all my life. And it was just, it took my breath away. It really did. So The Untethered Soul is a book that I think will really challenge you, it will motivate you, it will inspire you, and I just, yeah, such a great book. So check it out, The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. The next one is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And Eckhart Tolle, he's one of those people that I cannot listen to. I can't listen to him speak. And not because he's a bad speaker. It's just because his voice is so soothing that he puts me to sleep. Every time I try to listen to one of his lectures, I end up getting drowsy and falling asleep. So I can't listen to him. But his books are really, really good. The Power of Now is a huge bestseller, really, really popular. And it's chock full of information on how to live your life in the present moment and to set your mind free from worrying about the future and living in the past and just focusing on what you can control right here in the present moment. It is so good, so good. There's a kind of a sequel or a spiritual successor to it called A New Earth, and he wrote that after he wrote The Power of Now, and it focuses on what the world would look like if everybody lived in the power of the present moment. So I really liked that one as well, but it wasn't nearly as good as The Power of Now is. So The Power of Now you definitely need to read. If you have ever struggled with being stressed out about the future, or feeling guilty about things that happened in the past, or looking back to try and figure out what would have happened if you had done things differently in the past, this book is really, really good. So I highly recommend that one. The fourth one is The Way of Zen by Alan Watts. Alan Watts is kind of known as the spiritual father of Zen in the West. And this is a hugely foundational book to almost everything Alan Watts teaches. I love listening to his lectures because he's dead, of course, but you can hear his lectures all over the internet on audio. And he is just, he's so funny and so humorous, but he's got this amazingly brilliant mind and this really great British accent, just phenomenal. But The Way of Zen follows the history of the origins of Buddhism and Taoism and how Zen came about as kind of a amalgamation of the two. And it's just a really unique and interesting read, or listen. I listened to it on Audible, and just I was blown away. It's one of my absolute favorite nonfiction books I have ever read. So I highly recommend to it if you're curious about the histories of Buddhism and Zen and things like that. It talks a lot about that, and it also goes into a lot of practical applications. So that is a book that has really changed and deepened my understanding of myself and of the world and of the power of these philosophies. Again, I'm not religious at all, but I have been really impacted by these philosophies, and I think you might too. So check those out. The final book, and you'll see it up here on the screen. The name of the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a... You can read it. I'm not going to say it because YouTube might flag my video. But this book is fantastic. It's funny, it's crass, crude, And it's just no nonsense, in your face medicine for the person who tries to live their life by what other people think of them. And you just have to get to the point where you're just like, yep, I don't care. And that's what this book is all about. There is a sequel to it as well, but the sequel is not really as good, I didn't think. But this book, you guys need to check out. I listened to it on Audible, but the book is, the physical book I'm sure is just as good. And yeah, so make sure that you check that book out, because it's just fantastic. And it really drives home that point that at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what you think of you and what you think about your actions. And as long as you're not hurting anybody or, causing harm or anything like that, who cares what everybody else thinks, right? So, yeah. So those are the 5 books that have impacted me that just happen to be nonfiction. And I hope you enjoyed my little window into those books. And let me know in the comments what you think. If you've read some of these books, I would love to chat with you about your thoughts and feelings around these books. Maybe they've been a huge impact to you as well. I would love to hear your personal stories on them. And also, if you haven't read them and you have more questions about them, feel free to ask me. I'm happy to talk more about it. So, okay, as I promised, we're at the end of the video, and I told you I was going to be telling you something about some changes that YouTube has made. And it may not impact my channel at all, but I just want to let you know about it. YouTube recently made a change to the way they run ads, and they are now going to be running ads on channels that are not big enough to be monetized. And so I don't make money off of ads that run on my channel, just so you're aware. I could in the future, but I have to hit a certain threshold of subscribers before I can start making money on the channel. And that's not my primary goal anyway. I'm just here to have fun and talk about books, even though I'd like to grow. That would be cool too. But before, they would only run ads on channels that have met that limit, and so that they could pay people for the ads they run, right? So now they are running ads on all channels, big or small, and they will not be paying people for running those ads on their videos unless they are part of the YouTube Partner Program and have met the requirements to make money. So YouTube will be making money, but creators won't, right? So that's the bottom line. They're putting ads on our videos, but we're not benefiting from it financially. And that's fine, whatever. They have their requirements that you have to meet before you can be monetized and make money on the videos. But it could drive down views, if people don't want to sit through ads while they're watching my videos. So just be aware, you may see ads start popping up. And it's not my doing, it's YouTube's thing. And I would encourage you to please stick around on my videos. If you're just really annoyed by the ads and you just decide, hey, I'm just not going to continue watching, I get it, I understand. But if you would be so kind to stick around on my videos regardless of the ads, I would love that too. So just wanted you to be aware, and if you have some thoughts and comments on that as well, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to talk with you about them. One more thing, I am getting close to the halfway point in Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. So I am hoping that by next week I will be completely finished with it, and I will be throwing up a review for that. So stick around and see what that's all about. All right? So make sure you do all the stuff here on the screen so that you can help support my videos, and make sure you interact with me in the comments. Check out the description below. I will have links to the books that I talked about in this video, and they are linked to a bookshop.org affiliate links. So I kind of switched that up. When you click on those links, I not only get a small kickback, but you're also supporting independent bookstores when you buy through bookshop.org. So make sure to check out those links in the description below. I've got other links down there you can check out. My Patreon link, my wish list link if you want to check out my wish list. And that being said, I think I've covered everything, guys. If you have further questions, let me know. And please make sure that you are reading more books. I'll talk to you in my next video. Have a great weekend. Bye.